The last method I want to talk about how to change and how to subtract mixed numbers is by changing them both into improper fractions. Okay? So in case we forgot how to change mixed numbers into proper fractions, we're going to do a little bit of a review. So I'm just going to write something out here for you. All right? Now this is how a mixed number looks. You have a whole number. Okay? You have a fraction behind that whole number with a numerator and a denominator. Okay? That's what the top of your fraction is called, your numerator. The bottom of your fraction is called your denominator. When I want to turn a fraction into an improper fraction, this is the steps that I take. I'm going to take the numerator first and multiply that by my whole number. So this operation here would be multiplication. Okay? So I'm going to take my denominator and multiply that by my whole number. Going from here to my numerator, I'm going to take whatever I get my answer for between my denominator and my whole number when I multiply, and I'm going to add my numerator to it. I'm going to multiply my numerator denominator, and then I'm going to add my numerator to it. That's going to be my new numerator. So whatever answer I get here, that's going to be my numerator, and I keep the same denominator. Okay, I keep the same denominator. So let's do a couple of examples. My first example is going to be 5 and 3 over 8 minus 2 and 7 over 8. Okay, now, as you can see, we need to borrow to be able to subtract these two. Sometimes borrowing can be difficult. So I'm going to change these both into improper fractions. So that means I'm going to multiply my 5 and 8 and then add my 3 to that answer. So when I multiply 5 and 8, I get 40 plus 3, I get 43, and then I'm going to keep the same denominator, which is 8. I'm going to do the same process for this mixed number. So I'm going to multiply here, and then I'm going to add the numerator to it. So when I multiply 8 and 2, I get 16, and when I add 7, I'm going to get 23. So minus 23, and then I'm going to keep the same denominator, which is 8. Once I subtract, okay, 43 minus 23 will give me 20 over 8 still. Now I have to make sure I simplify. Simplify also means I'm going to convert my improper fractions into mixed numbers. So not only am I going to see, okay, does my ending fraction share a common factor? But I'm going to say if I have improper fractions, I'm going to convert those to a mixed number. So I'm going to ask myself, how many times does 8 go into 20? Well, I know 8 goes into 20 2 times. Okay? Then I'm going to say, well, if 8 goes into 22 times, how much do I have left over? Well, 8 times 2 is 16. If I subtract 16 from 20, I have 4 left over. And then I'm going to keep my denominator. Now, I must simplify all fractions. So if my fraction that's behind my whole number can be reduced, I need to do that as well. So I'm going to ask myself, what is the greatest common factor between 4 and 8? Okay? I can list all the factors, but I know that 4 and 8 share a couple of factors, 1, 2, and 4. And I'm going to look at the biggest one, which is 4, which means I'm going to take my numerator and I'm going to divide that by 4. And I'm going to take my denominator and I'm going to divide that by 4. So my complete answer is going to be 2 and 1, because 4 divided by 4 is 1 half, and that's because 8 divided by 4 is 2. And that's how you use improper fractions to help you subtract mixed numbers.